Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you guys an unexpected and nail-biting event of my life. But before getting into the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting and engrossing real couple stories. My name is James Jackson. I'm a 26 years old man who is working as a software engineer in an office in 2019. I got married to a young and pretty girl named Kate. Kate was actually my classmate, although we guys were not in a relationship, but she used to be my good friend. She remained most of the times with her friends, so I had never found any chance to talk to her properly. Our fathers were used to be good friends, and even I was highly interested in her. So soon we got married. I remember my wife was really possessive and attention seeker. Like once it was a birthday party of one of her friends, we were getting ready for the party. I remember I was just wearing the perfume, but my wife was continuously judging me and reaching the birthday party. She created a strange scenario like everyone was dancing in the party. Meanwhile, one of my wife's friend asked me for the dance. When I was going to dance with my wife's friend, she began to yell at me. Everyone at the birthday party was judging us. I had no intentions for her friend, obviously, but it was beyond my understanding why she was doing like this. I remember it was a Valentine's Day and I was really occupied in the work that day. Even I had planned something special for her. But I was waiting for my work done. When I reached the home, my wife acted kind of mentally upset, like she began to throw some pillows over me and shouted over me. And that was spending my Valentine's Day with another lady. As that night, I reached home late to do excessive work. Even I bought for her a red roses and chocolates as well. I remember once I was sitting in front of my laptop and working in my office. Meanwhile, I got some unknown messages. It was a female account. After about 2 months, I came to know that it was my wife's fake account. Actually, she was checking me and testing my loyalty. Her act of suspecting my loyalty was a very common thing. But she started doing something very strange. I remember it was her birthday party where a lot of friends were invited. It was about a group of my friends. We all really danced and drank as well. That day, I had to go to my office, even I had to accomplish my some codings as well. So I asked my wife to send them back to their home as it was really late and almost 3 a.m. night. But my wife listened to me, but they didn't reply anything. I saw her setting up the guest room as if someone had to stay there. When I asked her why she was setting this all, she said that her friends have to stay with us. I was literally shocked to hear her words, like she was the kind of girl who never even tolerate me to sit with her friends. But this time her friends would be having a sleepover with me. I thought her mindset maybe changed the next morning when I woke up and began to prepare myself for the office. I did not find a towel in my room and went outside in order to ask my wife for a towel. I was wearing no shirt. Obviously, as I was just about to go to the washroom, all of her friends were sitting around the table and maybe waiting for breakfast. When my wife saw me without a shirt, she angrily looked at me and asked me to go to the kitchen with her. When I reached the kitchen, she showed me an awkward behavior. She was again judging me that I was showing off my body to her friends. Well, she was all ready for a call, but I fixed her mood after about 2 days. When I was working in my office with my wife, she called me and asked me about lunch. I wondered if I could find her at home at this, as she used to be at her work base at this time. Actually, she was working in a company as a web developer. I was shocked to hear that my wife resigned her job. I obviously did not want my wife's salary, but I was shocked to know that she left such a superb job, as that job was used to be her dream. Once a day. I remember one day when it was Saturday night and my wife were sleeping clash. My wife seemed kind of restless, as she was not even drinking her favorite blueberry-flavored slush. She then called one of her friends and asked her to call all the group. When we reached the house, some of her friends were already standing outside of our house. It seemed like they were waiting for us on going outside of the house. I really showed my wife agree. I made her crystal clear that weekends should be with me instead of her friends. She told me that she is not single or in a bachelor life anymore. She must not arrange such parties with her friends. Instead, she has to spend time with me. I remember it was really irritating that when her friends used to have sleepovers at house, my wife also used to sleep with them. They used to wake up all night because I felt noise coming from the bedroom. My wife used to be so engaged with them that she did not even pick my call when she was with her friends. I really did not know why she was doing all this next morning. When my wife was making coffee for me, I moved towards her and asked her, my wife, why she brought girls almost every week to our house. A father told her that these girls are actually disturbing our physical relationship. I remember after listening to my words, I remained quiet for some time. It seemed like she got angry with me because I was against her friends, staying at our house. My wife replied that she just wanted to test my loyalty. She further said that she actually wanted to know to what extent I could control myself from moving towards her friends. I was really shocked by her thoughts once I went outside for dinner with my coworkers, but I got severe pain in my stomach. So I returned back to my house. When I reached the house, my wife was doing something on the laptop. But when she looked at me and found me there at the house, she just shut down her laptop. It seemed like she was trying to hide something from me. She gave me some medicines and asked me to sleep. I felt like she was forcing me to sleep. I remember it was about 2 a.m. that night when I was sleeping. I opened my eyes and caught sight of my wife. She was engaging in the laptop and seemed like she was doing something very important as she wore the glasses as well. I thought she must be developing an application. So I did not disturb her. The next morning when I woke up, I was shocked to see my wife still awake. It seemed like she had not slept last night. I felt the tiredness on her face. I did not ask her for breakfast. In fact, I prepared breakfast for her as well. When I asked her what she was doing last night, she told me that she was developing an application. When I asked more about the applications category, she did not answer me and went to the kitchen in order to make a fresh juice for me. My wife even forgot to add sugar or honey in the juice. Maybe she was extremely tired. So I asked her to sleep and take a rest. I remember I took some loan from my friend in order to buy a car 6 months back. My friend was asking and teasing me for his loan. I was really out of money. That time, my friend made me crystal clear that if I haven't returned him his loan back, otherwise she'll take me to the police. I remember I was in high anxiety and lying on the sofa of TV, lunch. I was so fond of pasta. But that day when my wife gave me pasta, I really did not show any interest. She realized that I was in great depression. So she asked for me the reason for my anxiety. But I did not say her anything as I really did not want to give her anxiety. She insisted me a lot. And then finally I told her each and everything. After listening to me, she remained quiet for a while and then asked me about the total amount. After knowing the loan amount, my wife moved towards our bedroom. After about 10 minutes, she came outside of our bedroom. I was shocked to see having an envelope on her hands. She gave me that envelope. It was having a pretty good amount. I wondered to see her having such a good amount even she was having no job that time. I refused to take the money. Obviously, I asked her from where got such a good amount. She replied that one of her friend asked her to keep it with her and her friends will take up that amount. After 5 months. She further said that once she got the money, she would obviously put her friend's money back in the envelope. The way she lied was beyond my thinking. So I obviously trusted her and promised her that I'll return her friend's amount when I was going to give money back to my friend. Literally, everything was popping up in my mind. Like the way she gave me money, the very next Friday when I reached home with great excitement. As I wanted to spend my time with my wife, I was shocked to see cars parked outside of our house. When I moved inside the house, I was shocked to see my vice friend in the house. I literally did not like to have them on every weekend. Obviously, I wanted to have privacy. When I asked my wife about that, she replied that her friends are there in the house as she wanted to test my loyalty. I told her so many times that she's the only girl in my heart. But she always used to say these things. I remember it was about 2 a.m. as usual. My wife went to the guest room where her friends stayed every weekend. To be honest, I felt some awkward expressions on my wife's face, like she was hiding something from me. Well, I did not consider it much and slept. However, it was about 4 a.m. that night when I heard something strange. It seemed like someone was physically active. Right at the moment, I literally got into the thought that my wife's friends called their boyfriends in the guest room. I stood up and stepped ahead in order to know about the matter. To be honest, this was not the first time I heard these sounds, but before this, I had heard these same sounds several times. But this time, the pitch of the sound was more while I even near the guest room. I was literally very confused as I did not know whether I should open or knock the door or not, because my wife always used to need a reason to suspect me. I realized that knocking is not a good idea. A thing popped up in my mind that was having a window on the backside of this guest room. I followed my idea and went to the backside in order to watch their activities from the window. My feet froze after seeing the activities, like I was not able to believe in my own eyes that time. What did I see? One of my vice friend had a camera on her phone which was capturing an inappropriate video of two girls while my wife was acting as an instructor. The two girls were with all-out clothes and kissing. I was shocked to see them. It seemed like they were going live on any application. Literally, I got very furious after seeing the activities and angrily knocked on the door. Firstly, they were not opening the door. However, after about 10 minutes, my wife opened the door and was totally like a fish out of water. Everything was fixed, like her friends was not having a camera on her hands, and even her naked friends were taking up the blanket and it seemed like they were sleeping. But obviously I knew the truth. My wife cunningly began to ask me, "What are you doing here tonight?" I literally gazed at my wife and pushed her away from the door and went inside the guest room. My wife was literally yelling at me. I held her hand furiously and told her what I had seen from the window. After listening to me at first, she was denying and did not agree with me later. She confessed something that will shock you. My wife confessed that she was tired of the job as her boss used to irritate her by assigning her a lot of work. She decided to have a business. She developed an adult application and then hired some of her friends. My wife used to kissing and other inappropriate videos of girls in her developed adult application. She further told me that she was wearing double ones. After developing this application, I was shocked to realize that the money she gave to me in order to my friend's loan was actually her earning from this adult application. I really got disappointed after realizing that my wife was speaking alive with me. I made it crystal clear that she has to leave the church, then otherwise I will leave. She apologized to me and promised me that she will never be involved in these kind of activities. Now, my wife is developing a useful student notes application along with some of her friends. I will share with you guys once she's done with it. I must say, instead of having a divorce and break up, try to fix the matters as well and always take a wise decision. What would you